Hello and welcome back to another Reaconteur video, and in today's video I will be going over the various stereotypes encompassing the types of players in Type Soul. As usual, this is just a stereotype video, so don't get upset and cry in the comments if you don't like the stereotype based around you or your class. And make sure to subscribe because only about 20% of the people watching this right now are actually subscribed. By the time you guys are seeing this, tomorrow is actually my birthday, which would be July 15th, so give me your money, so let's get into it. If you're a base holo, there is almost a 0% chance you know what you're doing unless you're in an alt. Base holo players range from completely clueless and just attacking every player and NPC they see, to barely competent where they ignore players and focus on progressing as intended by eating NPCs. There's not really much to say about someone who's base holo other than they probably think that Reaconteurs are cooler than Soul Reapers, which they are. At this point in progression, the Menos player has just felt a huge sigh of relief, as after spending an hour or two eating holo NPCs, they finally reached Menos. However, soon after, they return back to the same feelings of despair they had when they were a holo, because now they're doing the exact same thing, except it takes longer and they're way slower. Menos is easily the worst stage to be going through, and Menos players wish they could stop playing, but they won't because of how much time they've already invested into the game. I guess the stereotype here is that if you're a Menos player, you want to kill yourself, or you want to wipe. Except, you know, it costs 500 Robux to wipe, so you're not going to. These are pretty rare and I don't ever really see them, but if you're a Menoscar, you're a goofy ass looking dumbass because you decide to rush your progression. If you're a Menoscar, that big ass nose fits you because you're a fucking clown. Most of the people who go Menoscar usually hate it because of how insanely weak it is in comparison to regular Reaconteurs. This usually results in them making a new account because for some reason it costs 500 Robux to wipe in this cash grab ass game. I'm still playing it though because it's actually pretty fun. Although very rare, you know that if you see an Ajuchas player, they're a min-maxing tryhard. Instead of going regular Adjikar Reaconteur variant, they choose to keep progressing the boring-ass path for Vasto Lorde because they're a min-maxing tryhard and they have some serious dedication and persistence. There's not that much that can be said other than you want Vasto Lord or you for some reason want to stay a holo. I don't know. There's really no base stereotype for Adjikars. This is the most basic version of a Reaconteur, and pretty much 90% of the people who play holo end up as an Adjikar. Because of that, this ranges from tryhards to casual players, however they usually put most of their stat points into speed, but that goes for pretty much everyone because speed is a huge dominating meta right now. You don't see these. The stereotype is that they don't exist. You will never see a Vasto Lorde holo because the sheer adrenaline from getting Vasto Lord will cause anyone using it to immediately tear their mask off before anyone sees them. Because of that, these don't exist, and you will never see them. Sweaty min-maxing tryhard. If you took the time to get Vastakar just to be slightly stronger than base Reaconteur, you are a 50 speed 10 Hakata or straight 60 speed mega tryhard. A lot of the time they're also huge assholes who just attack anyone they see. I think this might be because since they had to go through the struggle and grind for Vastakar, you have to go through the struggle and grind of getting randomly killed by a Vastakar. Kill first, ask later. Half the time I see one of these, they attack me before even confirming I'm an Reaconteur. And then they ask me, as if they can't just see the mask on my face, and grip me for a Shikai and Bankai, or just because they were bored. Soul Reapers are the most annoying players you will ever have to face regularly, because they are literally everywhere. Especially if you're an Reaconteur like me, because I cannot go anywhere without getting attacked by the nearest Soul Reaper. You are an insane Metamancer. It's just actually insane. 60 speed, Quincy, massive string combos, 1,000,000 damage per second, or you just like bow spam outside of range and you just like spam your little arrow rain thing. Quincy is the most brain-dead class in the game, and it's also really good and really low effort because unlike holo, you don't need to do a ton of bullshit to progress, and unlike Soul Reaper, you don't have a Bankai to worry about getting it. Quincy is the ultimate brain-dead Metamancer class, but there is one thing that's bad about it, and it's the fact that you will never win a raid in Hueco because you're going to be the only Quincy there. Like, there's no way you're pulling like the 1v16, v22. You're not winning any raids if you're a Quincy, and that's probably the only thing that's bad about it. Really, the only time you'll see large groups of Quincy's together is when they're all progressing together and they just want to win raids. But Quincy's usually play solo, And Quincy players also seem to attack other Quincy's way more than you'll see Arankars and Soul Reapers attacking each other. So they're kind of like a rogue class. They kind of just do their own thing most of the time. This guy likes to sit his fat ass firmly planted in a corner during a raid coliseum, and he chooses to spam Ceros at the enemy. Little did he know he's hitting his teammates way more, and he's actually a huge detriment to their team. Learn to isolate your fights better and actually get in there. This guy's also usually a grade 4 Arankar, which I guess you can't blame him completely, because if he goes in, he's probably just going to get one shot by the first special grade Soul Reaper that he sees. Alternatively, the guy who throws in raids just kills his teammates. Like, you get like a semi-special grade or like a first grade Arankar, and he just kills his teammates. He has no reason to. It's always during the butterfly raid too. He just kills his teammates. This is usually 2 to 3 people who just like to 3v1 any person they see regardless of grade or class. They're usually Soul Reapers like 90% of the time, but it can always be assured that if there's more than 2 of these guys in a group, one of them is most likely an Arankar, feeding at least one other Soul Reaper grips for Bunkai. I hate all of you. This guy walks over to you, prompts you with something in the chat, and while you're typing, he throws a portal on you and sends you to another universe. I hate you if you do this actively. Also, 90% of the time, they act like you're overreacting when you kill them for trying to basically force slog you. Like, come on, man. Stop doing that. Anyway, I'm bored, so I'm gonna put a little French fry tier list here. Let's see, you got regular, like classic French fries, like the standard cut. I'd say that's an A tier. They're pretty base. They're pretty solid. You got shoestring. Shoestring are honestly worse than standard cut fries. They're just thinner. They're sometimes crispier, but a lot of time shoestring fries end up like soggy, and I don't like those that much. You got waffle fries. I think they're overrated, honestly. I'm gonna put them in B tier. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, Chick-fil-A has good waffle fries. They're always undersalted. I go there all the time, they're always undersalted. Curly fries are D tier. Now you guys are gonna have to hear me out, but they're just annoying to eat. Like, think about how you eat a standard cut French fry, and think about how you eat a curly fry. Curly fries are annoying to eat, so like, I don't want to deal with eating curly fries. Crinkle cut fries are pretty good. They're about the same as standard cut, honestly. I think that sometimes crinkle cut, they're a bit fat, so they might be a bit too potato-y, but I'm gonna put them in A tier with the standard cut. Tater tots are not French fries, so they don't count. And then you've also got like sweet potato fries. They're gonna go in A tier. I think they're a good alternative to the classic French fry. They're really good. And then you've got potato wedges, not a French fry. And then you've got onion rings. That's gonna be an S tier because everyone knows onion rings are better than French fries. And if you disagree with me, you need to kill yourself now. I'm joking. Anyway, by the time you guys are watching this, tomorrow's my birthday. July 15th, so buy a YouTube membership so I can put that money off on my taxes. I'm just gonna give it to charity. I don't need the money, but what I do need is tax write-offs, so buy YouTube memberships, and goodbye.